least start off with graphing the points and label them on the coordinate plane. Hopefully, once you do some problem solving or some reasoning to figure out the coordinate to H, you could just look on the graph. Or because we're dealing with median, okay, what is special about a median? Anyone knows what's special about median? Or the definition or what it means, huh? Yeah, so it has to go through the midpoint. So because it goes through the midpoint, you could use a midpoint formula to find that coordinate, because a median goes through the midpoint. But you could also just use your graph and use spatial reasoning to find the coordinates of H. All right. Any group has the coordinate of H. Raise your hand. Taylor. 6, 2. All right. 6, 2 is correct. And give y'all's point. I think we're in day 5. So where it says team celebration day 5. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and label H. Now I'm hoping you saw some reasoning in the fact that we're going to do CH. So we already have the point C. So we have to see that H had to be opposite or across that on the side AB. Okay? So you got to just do some reasoning on that. All right. You needed to connect C to H. And my line's a little off. But you needed to draw that actual median. And because it's a median, I'm going to go ahead and put my tick marks on AH and HB to show that H was the midpoint. And you have to be able to see that if it was drawn for you and recognize it. And we needed to come up with the slope. Hayden. 7/12. You just count your rise over run. Very good. All right, 7/12. Day 5, Hayden. Okay. All right, so when I get to the equation, what's this? Since I have the slope and I have a point, what would be the easiest way to write the equation of this segment, CH? Point slope form, okay? We're just going to go back to what we did before and do point slope form. All right, so basically we're just going to do that y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. All right, so that's going to be y minus 2 equals 7/12 parentheses x minus 6. And that's, I didn't specify the form of the equation, so as long as you get to there, we're done. That is an equation of CH. Okay? All right. Do we have questions on 1, 2, and 3? All right, so basically what I'm asking you to do is to repeat the steps 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to I'm going to use the same graph that we have up top instead of regraphing. What is the coordinate of J if JB is a median? So what side would J have to be on? Yeah, the AC side, because we're going to go from J to B, and B is a vertex. Anyone see the coordinate of J? Raise your hand if you have it. Hayden. Hey, you just got here. Huh? Yeah, it's right here. Negative 2, 0. That's my J. Okay, remember you can still use your midpoint formula to find that if I wanted to. I could just add my x and my x coordinates divided by 2 and my y coordinates divided by 2 and get to that if I could not see it on the graph. Okay, I'm going to scroll this up a little bit. But I want to still see the triangle. Okay, so now we are going to connect, because J is the midpoint. We're going to connect the segment the points J to B to create the median JB. Okay. All right, now we got to find the slope of that segment. What was that? 1/11? Yeah, 1/12. And it's negative or 1/12. Yep. Okay. No. Sorry. Almost a still. All right. Can you give me the equation? Right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, now you get a point. Okay. Okay, day 5, yes. On 7 through 9, I need you to at least get the K. We got to make sure we can at least do this. Okay. Now, I don't need, you can regraph it. I'm going to regraph it. You can regraph it if you want to. Or you can do it on the same graph that we did above. But you need to find the coordinates of K. You need to be able to do it on your own. Check with your group. And then we're going to talk about the formula for the centroid. Okay? Okay, real quick. What was the median, the coordinate of K? Okay, 2, -3. Give yourself a point. I'm sorry about that. All right, 2, -3. Now, okay, here's what I want to talk about. If we want to go ahead and look at that median AK, what would the slope of AK, not 8? Slope, undefined. And then this would be x equals 2, yes, because it's a vertical line. Now, all right, this is what I just want to show you real quick, because we're going to probably get into altitudes here, but when we are dealing with special segments and their point of concurrency, where all those special segments intersect, we create a special point. Now, on this problem, I don't know if this is going to work, but do you see where all 3 medians intersect? Okay, is it an exact point on the graph? No. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a formula to help me find that exact point. Now, centroid is the one that has a formula to it, but the other two you have to use systems of equations, and we'll talk about that later. But the formula, I want you to write this down, is basically taking your x coordinates, taking the average of them. So we have 3 medians. I'm going to take the average of the 3 x coordinates and the average of the 3 y coordinates. Yes, it's kind of like the midpoint formula, yeah, but we're adding another coordinate, so that's why we divide by 3. Okay? So think about our midpoints for each one. We had H was, what was our H? I forgot. That was the 2, 6, 6, 2. And then our J, -2, 0. And then our K was, what was our K? 2, -2, -3. Okay, so we're going to take those 3 midpoints. We're going to add up just the x coordinates and plug it into the formula. So I'm going to say 6 plus a -2 plus 2 and divide by 3, right? So that's going to give me 2. Then I'm going to take my y coordinates, and I'm probably going to make some room. 2 plus 0 plus a -3 and divide by 3. -1/3. This is why it was not an exact point. Okay? Are we okay on that? The -1/3, if I do 2 plus a -3, that leaves me with -1/3. -1/3.